Welcome to Workstyle Stories, because life changes and every life is different. This week, we're talking about having a work style that fits around your physical and mental health. And there's nobody better to talk to us about that than the lovely Kat. Hello, Kat, and welcome to Workstyle Stories.
Hello, Alex, and hello, everybody.
On the other side, um,
Ah,
not to worry. Listen, your story is fascinating, and I want to get right into it as quickly as possible. Kat, um, tell me before we get into it who you are, where you are, and what you do.
so I'm Kat Lewis Shand. I live in Enfield in North London in the UK, and I work as the mental health champion at Hoxby.
Incredible. So we obviously know each other, but talk to me a little bit about how work used to be for you, because you have had a bit of quite a journey, a really interesting journey, but a difficult one in terms of your the things that you've had to cope with. So can you just tell us fairly simplistically? I know it's not as easy as that, but what have you been through? What was work like for you?
Um, Work for me in the past was really difficult. I suffer with clinical depression, and I've been medicated for that since 2001. I also suffer with a condition called occipital neuralgia, which is also known as ice pick headaches. So it's literally like being shot in the head 20 times a day without any warning.
Sounds
Um,
horrible.
so yeah, it may happen. Who knows? So uh, in my past jobs, I ran my own business for quite a while, doing music and audio editing and music composing. So I worked for some big
Mm-hmm.
companies like Thomson Holidays, who are now TUI,
Yeah.
Bacardi, O2, GlaxoSmithKline. So yeah, I had some big clients that I was writing music for their corporate productions and things.
Okay.
Um, but then the recession hit, and I decided to train as a teaching assistant. So I went to work in a school, worked with kids with severe special needs, so
Okay.
autism and physical disabilities as well.
Yeah.
But during that time was when my headaches started, um, and I think they said because of health and safety reasons, I wasn't able to continue working there. It just wasn't possible anyway. I was in so much pain all the time,
Mm.
that I had to leave. And then it kind of got to a point, well, where how can I get a job? How can I fit a job around days when I won't be able to work because my head is so bad, or my depression is so bad, and because of my depression and my occipital neuralgia, things just kind of got worse and worse. Um, Thinking that I wouldn't be able to provide for my
Mm.
family, um, or contribute in any way. You know, I missed
Mm.
out on so many days out with the kids and stuff because
Yeah.
uh, I just couldn't travel in a car or travel on public transport because of my headaches. So
Wow.
I just hit rock bottom, and then
So, I mean, that sounds incredibly difficult to live with. So, uh, and the stress of it, presume the stress of not being able to contribute in the way you want to, not being able to participate in those family events and that sort of thing, must have only made it worse, presumably.
yeah, that's exactly
So,
what happened. It was kind of a snowball effect.
yeah.
You know, the headaches made my depression worse. My depression made my headaches worse, and so,
Mm.
and it
Mm.
just kind of grew and grew and grew until it became this huge thing that I just thought something has to give, something has
Mm.
to change.
Mm. So then you came across Workstyle and this bonkers idea that actually, what if you could work when and where you choose, and to define that for yourself, and to be able to fit work around those two things. So how did that change your work, and has it affected your physical and mental health?
Things have changed immensely since I've been able to work where and when I want. It means that I can fit things around not only my headaches or depression, days where I feel like I can't even get out of bed, although those are a lot less lately, but at the beginning,
Mm.
being able to do those things, but also stuff like hospital appointments or
Yeah.
you know, when I did want to, or was able to do things with my family, with my wife, and with my kids, just being able to have time to go and, you know, go and take some time out in a park or whatever, you know, easy things that I was able to do.
Yeah.
So suddenly I was able to work and make that huge difference of being able to bring in some money. My self-esteem went through the roof, and suddenly I found myself smiling again all the time, which is amazing to feel that I've now got my studio, kind of, as you can see in the background, got my studio, my office at the end of the garden, so I can see the kids arguing over schoolwork. They're older now, so they're both teenagers now, but yeah, so you know, I've got my space to be able to do things, and I can work when I want to, and if that, you know, for me, sometimes if I've slept during the day, it means that I can work till 2 o'clock in the morning should I choose, and that's perfect for me.
Yeah. And the type of work you're doing as well, it looks like you're obviously gone back to doing music, which is great. But you have a number of different skills that you can bring to an organization, and I think you're a great example of someone who has more to offer than being able to do just one thing, which is incredible. So what's the kind of shape and nature of the work that you're doing at the moment?
So yeah, do a little bit of still do a little bit of music and audio editing, bit of composing, but I'm also doing a lot of mental health work at the moment. So I'm doing a BTEC in I knew I'd forget education. it's education and training award. But yeah, I've also completed a diploma in psychological first aid. Yeah, and that's, you know, that's
So
kind of the stuff that I'm doing at the moment, is more to do with people's mental health, especially working when you have your own work style. You still need that kind of connection with everybody else. There's a social importance to be maintained as well. So yeah, I'm kind of working and doing bits and pieces for people for that, and looking after people's mental health as well as my own.
Good for you, Kat. So talk to me. Let's take, what's the snowball like now? So you talked about, you know, how it got progressively worse. One thing led to another, and it sort of fueled itself. Now that you're able to work, you have a work style. Is that undoing any of that snowball effect? Are you finding that you're happier, and therefore, I mean, what's it like?
I would say now that there is no snowball. It's completely melted away, and with it, there's now sunshine and blue skies, and that's no exaggeration. I know it sounds cliched, but there really is. You know, this huge weight on my shoulders has been lifted, the snowball, if you will, and yeah, suddenly I'm able to do lots more things, but take time for myself. So knowing that on a day where I'm suffering with a lot of pain, it means that I can take that time for myself, and allow myself to go back to bed or rest, or, you know, walk the dogs, whatever it may be.
So talk to me about your occipital neuralgia. Is that any better? Are you experiencing fewer headaches, less
yeah,
trouble?
Definitely. I think the stress of not being able to do the things that I wanted to do in the past definitely was making it worse. That literally the physical stress on the back of my head felt like it was constantly being crushed, and now, although that feeling is still there, it's a lot less.
You've turned the corner, I would say. The snowball took you one way, you're rolling it back the other way to the point at which it's disappeared. I believe that there are brighter days ahead for you. You can only get better if you are able to keep doing this for your physical and mental health. I think you deserve it, and I think your story is inspirational. Kat, really appreciate you sharing your Workstyle story with us. We've been Workstyle Stories. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.